Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. I'm your host, Matt Burke, and thanks everybody for coming. It's been a long week, and it's time to start the usher in the new week. What up, Chris? It's my man, Chris. Time to usher in the new week and start things off, and check out some cool stuff. Been real busy working on some new artwork. Can't really show any of that yet, but it's going to be hopefully a cover for a book coming up. Got a little bit of my Kraken going. That Kraken, man, and the new let's see, I don't think I showed it before, but I'm used to picking up the black one, the black spiced one, but this is a golden one. I don't know. Tastes pretty good. I like it. A little something different, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of good to switch it up, I guess. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I kind of missing the bourbon. You know, I was doing a little trip on the rum lately, but yeah, I'm gonna have to check out and see what they got in the rum in the bourbon section next week. But yeah, let's get into the show. As far as you guys know, I think you know what time it is and what's coming up next. So let's get ready for it. So, metal band comics, man. It's crazy, man. They're really taking off right now. I can't believe it. There's actually this comic book company called Z2. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of them before. I think we might have covered them on this channel maybe once before, but I don't think we did. This is the Amon Amarth comic book right now. If you go to this website Z2, there's a President's Day sale for the weekend. I think it's like 40% off, and if you go there, you'll get like, if you sign up for some newsletter or some shit, you get like 15% off. So, I think it's pretty cool. I've been wanting to get this book, man. It just looks like it's got some really cool, production. It's hardbound. The band was advertising it though. Like the story sounds pretty cool too. In the 9th century, a coalition of Viking warriors from Scandinavia invaded England, reaping unprecedented chaos throughout Great Britain. Metal pioneers Amon Amarth, the Z2 Comics, will now present the tale and all of its carnage and mayhem in the Great Heathen Army, coinciding with the band's 22 album, written by Dan Waters, Lucifer, Arkham City, and illustrated by Ario Menotti. The epic graphic novel captures the devastating human cost to both sides of the brutal clash. So, yeah, I got this album. The album's fucking awesome. If you guys haven't picked it up, Great Heathen Army. I think Amon Amarth, man, they just keep it solid, like every album, man. Like they keep getting better and better. What up, Brian? Oh, for Sheezel, man. I'll have to send you the link, buddy. I think the band, man, they just keep getting better and better each release. I don't know. A lot of bands though they're starting to come out with comic books, and that site we can get into it real quick. But let me get the link going real quick for the homie Brian real fast. Another band that's on there too is In Flames. I wanted to show you guys that, and let's see if I could get it right here. We'll go back. Yeah, and I know In Flames they actually had a first a graphic novel, and they're really big into comics. And Flames are big comic book nerds. That's pretty cool too. The guitar player Bjorn, he's a really cool artist. I follow him on Instagram. He's a painter too. Man, they actually said they'd come over here and they record some of their albums in LA, and then go back to Sweden. But they said that they go into the comic book stores and they actually. What up, Brian? How you doing, brother?
What's up, dude?
I was talking about In Flames. You too, man.
Dude, they have it now. In Flaming, Amon Amarth has a comic book that I can kind of understand. I could see that, right? Yeah. And I'm looking at that dope ass cover. I'm thinking Vikings versus Saxons, right?
Yeah, right.
right? It's metal as fuck. An In Flames comic, though, that's a little because they're a little bit more of an eclectic band in terms of like, their sound.
Yeah. Every album's different too.
Every album's different.
Even like the first, well, I mean, all of them are a little different. Like I could really kind of break them down. Like there's a lot of albums, but this is their
Paradise Lost or like Fields of the Nephilim that way.
Yeah, and this is their second graphic novel, and they're both on this site right here too.
No
and this
shit.
one kind of pertains to the first or the new record, like right here. In Flames, the pioneers of Swedish melodic death metal, channel their stored catalog in a new graphic novel. In Flames, the Jester's Curse. The dark fantasy opus follows the Jesterhead that Jesterhead is their Eddie, as he emerges from the wasteland where he finds himself trapped in dead eternity. Dead eternity is a song by them, a distorted reality where worlds collide and nightmares thrive. And these dudes are real big. They're real big comic book nerds, man. They actually talked about how they loved coming here and recording and renting a house in L.A. And the guitar player is a big painter, big comic book fan. There's like a video of him on YouTube where he goes into a comic book store and he's picking out all the shit he likes and talking about who he likes, Frazetta and whatnot. And he's on Instagram too. But they were saying how like they don't like it when the covers artist is the best part, like better than the interior art. I just thought that was
Low Dynamite, right? Where you get like this bitching Alex Ross cover, and then you open up the interior art, and you're like, "What the bait and switch, man? Not cool."
Yeah, this web, and they have Z2. That's their publisher, and there's a bunch of fucking bands on here, dude. There's
Gorillas. Yeah, I could see them having a comic.
Yeah, man. There's just cool stuff on here too for bands like metal bands, rock bands. Let me see here. This is like the President's Day sale stuff, but if you go to like graphic novels and art books, you'll see like so many. Dio's on here. Look at this Iron Maiden one right here on the left up here. Peace of Mind. See how it's got like the asylum room, the padded room.
Oh man, freaking Preston would be all over that shit.
Holy Diver. Look at this comic,
Holy Diver.
Graphic novel. Because, dude, and that that one's going to be good because his lyrics are so epic and it's all about that. And it's just so easy for comics and metal to like go hand in hand. It's not hard.
I agree.
It's not really,
My question is, oh, dude, it's so. You know what's funny? A question people always ask me about Six Gun Gorilla. They're like, Abigail, did you name her after the King Diamond record? And I'm always like, no, but that's funny as shit that you would ask me that.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Like it's like the fact that there are people that goes through people's heads to me is awesome.
You got Pantera right there, but yeah, you could just come and check this out, man. There's so many bands on here.
What I'm curious about is Guar, of course. Hello, they were doing comics before anybody.
Back in the Dizzy.
What I'm wondering is how many of these are like actually made by people in the band in terms of writing or art, or do they just do like what Rob Zombie does, which is he hires somebody like why am I blanking on his name? The 30 Days of Night writer.
Steve Niles.
Steve Niles.
Yeah.
It's just like Rob Zombie wants to do a Bigfoot comic. He gets Steve Niles to freaking write it.
Oh yeah, like he wrote Rob Zombie wrote something I think with Steve Niles, The Nail. That book was dope. It's like, why didn't you make that into a movie, bro? Like, did you read The Nail?
That's because all the good shit is from Steve Niles.
Have you read that book?
Almost ghostwriting. No, I read the Bigfoot book though, and that was good. That was brutal, dude.
Oh, awesome. Really? With both of them? It was both of those dudes. So they worked together before. It's like, and then he was gonna make The Nail. It was either gonna be DDP or Danny Trejo was gonna play him, and it's basically like, it's the Wrestler, but with demon bikers. So it's the Wrestler and Mandy put together in a Winnebago, and he has to fight all these demon bikers, and he's a wrestler, and he's Mickey Rourke basically,
oh man, I would watch that shit. Fucking DDP.
And Bisley did all the covers, dude. Bisley did all the covers, and so shit. I was I wanted all the floppies, but I picked up the graphic novel. I have it. I'll show it on here. I'm gonna do a review of it later.
What up, Sim?
I'm like, damn, I got a couple of books I want to do other, like, some or at least flip throughs. I don't call them reviews anymore because I'm not really critiquing them. I'm just flipping through and kind of shilling them in a way. So, but you know, that's what I'm just rebranding it basically. But then, and then there's another one I wanted to show you too right here. This band is called Tyr, and this is one of their comics. It's a Rage of the Norsemen. Yeah, and this comic book company is called. It's a weird name. It's called Cream Rat, Creamy Rat. Yeah, and Tyr's a pretty dope ass band. They got a new album out, and yeah, this is like Grave Worm, Septic Flesh. They have books with them. Here's the Creamy Rat comic studio shop right here.
No shit.
Some more bands right here.
I'm just amazed by the sheer number of
Meat Hook Massacre.
Meat Hook Massacre.
Yeah.
Albert Pyun's Mean Guns.
Sim. What up, Sim?
That's really freaky. Albert Pyun was a guy who made a lot of like real low budget, like direct to video trash back in like the 80s and the 90s, mostly the 90s. And Mean Guns was, I think, yeah, that was one of his. And they made a comic out of that? That's really obscure.
The Sword and the Sorcerer?
Wow.
Look at the sword, dude. Like
the Sorcerer. Yes, that's his masterpiece.
The comic looks even, like, fuck, dude. I seen the movie.
Oh, I know this artist.
That's Bisley.
Oh, it's Bisley. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? I actually thought it was somebody else that basically does Bisley. But it's actually Bisley. Oh, okay. That looks pretty dope.
Yeah, man. I'd actually buy that the card and the the movie it's fun. It's 80s. I like the sword and it's got cool concepts, but I think the comic could be even funner. So I think the comic could be even funner, but yeah,
they
man.
made a comic. Garth Ennis did a sequel to Hawk the Slayer.
Oh, really?
Which is an awesome 80s sword and sorcery movie.
Yeah, that was Biz, dude.
What up, Phil?
That was Biz, man. It seems like Biz is like always in like somehow like they always get him to do covers of like stuff I'm looking for. He's the GOAT, man. There's like this Slain omnibus that's out. I'm gonna have to cover that probably next week or something like that.
Oh man, the Slain.
What up, dude? You are too. I'm working on it, man. It's the beginning of the week, and the threshold into the next, right?
What up, Dan?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by, gentlemen.
What's up, Phil?
Yeah.
Well, Phil,
what's up, Pops? How you doing, brother?
What up, Pops? Speaking of the Biz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Biz
it's all about
the
Biz
for him. Biz did a cover for Graham Nolan. So he's in somewhere in our orbit,
right? Yeah, he's the man, dude. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And also, he's just one of those guys that I just love because of how he treats his fans. The guy is like beyond cordial. In fact, he likes to indulge in cordials with his fans, which is to say, I watched that guy get shit-faced drunk.
I love to watch his process.
Like, there's disgraceful, dude. Yeah,
I know Preston has, and I'm sure. I know Phil has too. But it's like there's other cats too where I like to watch their process. You know what I mean? It's like they kind of. You got to it's your secrets, dude. It's like your smoke and mirrors because it doesn't take much for like an artist to kind of figure out what another dude's doing, and then boom, that's like a tool for you,
It used to be a thing at conventions, dude. It used to be a thing at conventions that you would come in and there'd be Walter Simonson or Mike Zeck or John Romita or or Bushima. You'd go in and their back would be to you.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah. And so that's so cool. They would like blow up, they would use like a projector or something to blow up what it was that they were drawing on the wall.
Yeah, totally.
So you could see it from like the back of the room, but you could go right up and look right over like Walter Simonson's shoulder.
Oh man. I remember like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I remember when Ragnarok came out, like I never even like knew about Simonson. Like I didn't even know about the Thor run or nothing like that. I learned about him through Ragnarok. And I went to the convention to meet him because I liked the book so much and I wanted the shirt and I missed it, and so he's one guy like he's been a big influence on me like as an adult comic book Greenhorn creator. The chat room.
I told you that I missed him by like 30 seconds at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you were like walking in there and he popped in and then
I walked in with a Dark Knight t-shirt and the guy behind the counter goes, dude, he was right here. And I was just like, who, what? Walter Simonson, he came in and got like a pint of milk in the new Heinlein novel. And he fucked off. It was, fuck. Because he's supposedly, he and Louise Simonson are supposedly really, really sweet people.
Oh yeah, and his like Facebook, I remember like I would follow him on Facebook. He'd always have some cool like dinosaur stuff or just cool content and this cool stories. And I guess he's moving or just moved. I seen on like Facebook, and just like, oh okay. I hope he completes Ragnarok or does. I'll take whatever I can get on that.
Man's a legend.
Wish he would crowdfund or something. You know, maybe. Yeah.
When that Thor run came out, I was like reading comics when that happened.
Yeah.
Thor had been kind of, one of those sort of dead titles, or on life support, like Daredevil was for a long time before Frank Miller.
Miller, yeah.
And the Simonson run, it was just like, we're going back to Asgard. No Dr. Donald Blake, just Thor.
Full on
and
Thor.
The Warriors 3, and oh my God, Man Ray Bill, just the shit.
It's like, so I need to get that, like the compendium, and I need to get Mike Barron's Punisher run. I want to get all that too, and then also
Throg. You can't. I mean, to me, like you could never have too much Throg.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Like just Kirby and Norse mythology, and then you have Simonson come in, and he kind of takes that and he takes his legacy because he's Norwegian, and he puts all that in there, and stamps it. But speaking of monsters,
oh shit.
The Bell Witch.
Interesting. For some reason, I thought you were going to do the Dogman tonight because I've been hearing a lot of it's been a lot of Dogman shit going on. But the Bell Witch, please.
He's one of them. The Bell Witch or Bell Witch haunting is a legend from southern United States folklore. Centered around the 19th century, Bell family of the Northwest Robertson County, Tennessee, farmer John Bell Sr. Resided with his family along the Red River in an area currently near the town of Adams. According to legend, from 1817 to 1821, his family and the local area came under attack by a mostly invisible entity that was able to speak, affect the physical environment, and shapeshift. Some accounts record the spirit as also to have been clairvoyant and capable of crossing long distances and superhuman speed, and or being in one or more place at one time. In 1894, the newspaper editor Martin V. Ingram published his authenticated history of the Bell Witch. The book is widely regarded as the full-length record of the legend and a primary source for subsequent treatments. The individuals recorded in the work were known historical personalities. In modern times, some skeptics have regarded Ingram's efforts as work of historical fiction or fraud. Other researchers consider Ingram's work a nascent folklore study and an accurate reflection of belief in the region during the 19th century. So that's the Bell Witch, man. And then we're gonna take a look at some of these Bell Witch pictures. You know what I mean?
Because I thought was really interesting. Could you go back to the Wikipedia really quick, if it's not a problem? There's just one little thing I wanted to point out.
Oh,
I think it's. Well, no, don't worry about it. Because I remember now, because it was associating it like, well, what kind of a creature is this? And it said demon, jinn, poltergeist, right? In other words, like a classification, like what kind of a monster is this? Like in the Cryptidnals, what kind of a monster is La Llorona? She's a banshee.
Oh, totally. Yeah, like there's a subsequent, like, subcategory of what they are, which I think is cool, man.
Awesome.
Here's some pictures too. Tubi has a really cool like special on like the scariest monsters in the world and also the scariest monsters in the United States. And Bell Witch is definitely one of them. I think Von Klaus was talking about it too a little bit. He knows a little bit about it too as well.
Which documentary is this?
It's either the scariest monsters. There's two of them: the scariest monsters in the U.S. and the scariest monsters in the world. So there's a little sign right there, the Bell Witch too.
I love me some monsters.
To the north was the farm of John Bell, an early prominent settler from North Carolina. According to legend, his family was harried during the early 19th century by the famous Bell Witch. She kept the household in turmoil, assaulted Bell, and drove off Betsy Bell's suitor. Even Andrew Jackson, who came to investigate, retreated to Nashville after his coach wheels stopped mysteriously. Many visitors to the house saw the furniture crash about them and heard her shriek, sing, and curse. Definitely a banshee, man. Definitely a banshee.
This is one of those cases. One. This is one of those cases that I've been familiar with. Not that I've done a deep dive, but one of those cases where, from what I know, the accounts seem pretty credible.
It's a scary one, dude. There's not that much art on here for her.
Yes.
Right.
Well, well, I mean, but it's like it's one of those characters that sort of needs to remain unseen, right? Like you've seen versions of the Blair Witch, right? And none of them ever look right because your imagination is going to conjure up something that's like way worse.
I'm gonna have to do. I'd like to do just like a bunch of cryptid drawings for fun, like this because they don't. There's a lot of them that there's not that much art. I mean, I'm sure there is, but it's not populating on Google searches that much, I'm sure if you went into like a movie,
but I'm not sure if it's any good or not.
Yeah.
Like I know literally nothing about it. It's not one of those Blumhouse pictures, I don't think, though.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
Let's see here. Pops, grab a. It'll be okay. That's a good one, man. Yeah, man. There's pretty. I was watching a pretty cool movie last night. It's we'll get into it in a little bit. But first of all, I'd like to play a little game with y'all. We got
shit
in the chat right now. So let's see if we can get down with the
It's that
Black Metal Decode.
This is an easy one. I'm sure Brian figured it out already. Sometimes when they're easy ones, I have to try to find like more fucked up versions of them, basically, so I can see if they can read that. Oh, they could read it already. I got to find one that's more pixelated or less pixelated.
I think last week's it took me a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris always gets it. He's usually at work, but Chris H, he like nails it every time. It's funny.
You know what's interesting? It's like this one was easy for me, but it's like once you learn how to read these things, it's like how you look at letters on a page, on a sign, wherever they are, and it's not a conscious act. Like, oh, that's a C. That's an H or anything, right? It just like automatically is just registered by the brain, and that's kind of what's happening to my brain with this shit. Font.
This is like a household name. They're like
bordering on pop.
They're Monomarth and Cannibal Corpse are playing in the Honda Center next month. I'm thinking about going. And it's my buddy's birthday. He's going from work from high school. My old school homie.
I hope you get to go to that, man.
It's like I think the tickets are like $60, but I'm just like, damn, dude. I remember seeing a Monomarth like at House of Blues. It's like a little smaller, and that was 10 years ago, and now they're playing at the Honda Center. I think they're headlining, and it's Cannibal Corpse. I'd love to see that.
Oh, dude, you got to.
Yeah, man.
If you're not going, I'm buying you a ticket as like an early Christmas present.
Yeah, it sounds fun, and I think Obituary is playing too.
Needs that shit sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool. I would like to go. I'd like to see what they do, like on a big. They're gonna go full like Iron Maiden, where they bring out the big Eddie. Because they already went hard with it, like in a small show. I can only imagine, how big they're gonna go with that. And he's a big businessman now, the singer.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm. He's got his own like Viking merch company. Like he's a co-owner. It's called Grimfrost, and it's all like authentic stuff. Like they have They have books, they have music, they have clothing, they have graphic novels, they have book like kids books, they have adult
Oh my
folklore
God.
books, they have drinking
So that
wine.
shit's blowing up, and he just like put
Yeah,
out products that people are
yeah,
gonna
and I
gobble up
buy
because they're
stuff off
gobbling
there.
up Norse shit.
I buy stuff off there too, and a lot of it's authentic stuff. And then that, like now there's like an interview on there with one of the bands because he doesn't do his band really too much. It's more of like the tribal like Norse music, you know, like the pagan stuff.
Yeah.
So he'll like
Yeah.
interview bands like that. They're not really like, you know, because Monomarth, they're like the Iron Maiden of Viking metal, you know.
Yes.
So or Kiss of Viking metal, you know. So
right.
which
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
You know, I like it, you know. So
what's great about them is they embrace the silly and stupid side of heavy metal.
Yeah,
And
totally.
they just embrace it. They just like give it a hug, right?
Yeah,
it's
they
not
own
like,
it.
oh, stay away from me. It's like, no. They lean into that shit.
And like, and even in the videos, but then in the lyrics, he does deep, you know, book dives. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, he's actually like, you know, reading. This comes from the text, and this comes from the sagas, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's into the folklore.
Cool.
You know?
The folklore and everything. I really dig that. There we go. Chris is like, all right, fine, fuck it. That was easy.
Yeah, this was an easy one. The thing is, it's like when it was smaller, it was actually easier for me to read than when it's blown up.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's usually easier like that, but I don't know. I was catching your stream earlier today, man. I was actually I was going out with the kids, but I saw you pop up, and you were doing a letter that you sent to George R. R. Martin, right?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
It was just a letter that I found. I was like a big fan of his when I was in I think maybe like senior year of college. And no, not senior year, a freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And I wrote to him because he would sell books out of the back. He would have an ad in the back of like Twilight Zone magazine, Asimov's, any like science fiction related magazine, because he was mainly a sci-fi author at that time, because that's what was selling.
Nice.
But he did like this really cool Gothic science fiction universe, right?
Nice.
Like, you know how with like a Song of Ice and Fire, it's like this gigantic world that he built.
Yep.
His first one, it doesn't have a name, but it's based. I always call it the Gothic sci-fi universe of George.
That's cool, dude. That's so cool.
And, it's got like space vampires.
Oh, I love that.
All kinds of just crazy cool shit, right? And so I wrote him. So we corresponded a little bit because I'm like, dude, is this really you?
Yeah.
And so I got like some signed books from him, and we corresponded a little bit. And I was like moving a bunch of fucking stuff out of boxes, and that just dropped out. So I was like, oh, cool. Like a little time capsule from the past.
It's always fun, right? When you find that stuff.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing. Like whenever I go in the garage, I always find stuff, like The Nail, a bunch of like comic books I had from back in the day. I seen like a wizard convention that I went to when I was like, I think like 10 years old or something like that. 90. I don't know how I was like 90 something,
Yeah.
And like Stan Lee was there and all these big people were there. And like, it was at the Hilton downtown LA, and that was my first comic book convention. I'm like, damn, dude, I was already like doing comics like at a young age. They were kind of showing me the comics, like they were pulp. My grandpa, I always talk about my grandpa and I always will, but he was a pulp character. He was a villain out of the shadow, but he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? And
you gotta write about him one of these days.
Yeah. Probably, man.
A real character. Real character.
Take the script from the movie. I have to go back and reread. I have the script in the garage somewhere. Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But I figured we would share a little campaign real quick. Let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this, Brian. I think you have. Sorry, man. I got to get some of that cod liver oil.
So good. I'm just gonna go grab some tea real quick.
For sure. We got
this does look dope.
Yeah, man.
Jason is a fucking beast, man. I love what he's doing.
Oh yeah, man. And Jason's book right here, man. It's a absolute One Stormy Night. It's a full book. All art. telling a cohesive story, and yeah, we showed this on the show before, but I mean, you guys really got to check it out. It's from the pages of Absolute Books 1 and 2, The Samurai Priest in his first solo story, a 24-page silent black and white adventure. During a thunderous, stormy night in the realm of Hazaris, the Samurai Priest transverses the land in search of a lost relic, encountering dangerous foes along his journey. Will he find what he seeks or perish in his quest? The issue is a true grit indie fashion comic with all traditional art and digital sound effects. So you guys got to check it out. Loving the artwork right here. As always, man, just a lot of grit. All the cool stuff that I grew up with, and you could see Jason, man, he's a real visionary artist, man. And then we got Shelby's cover right there. Love the Shelby artwork. Got a little Sin City feel to it. And yeah, man, you can get the book, or you can get both covers, $14. You can just get the one book, $8. It's like $14 for shipping, and you can get a book and a sketch card by Jason, an original piece of art, for $40. And those are going pretty quick. I think these already sold some since last time we covered this on the campaign. So if you guys haven't checked out Absolute, it's a basically like a post-apocalyptic world, or on the bridge of post-apocalyptic, and aliens have fully taken over the world and the consciousness of humans. And there's some people are standing up against them, and they begin to stand up. And there's a few characters in there that really, like I said, stand up. And this character was like a big fan favorite. So I think he deserves his own book, or maybe even more. So yeah, come and check this out, guys. Let me see. I'll put it in the chat right here.
Hell yeah!
So you guys can
this
go.
Looks really good, man.
Still got to go and back that one. Can't really go wrong with $15. You know what I mean, for the whole deal. Just like Embry's book, dude. Embry's book's $15 with shipping. His is about $15 with shipping.
That's great.
It's always trying. I love seeing guys in the sphere. Creators just really trying to go out there and make books. Entertainment affordable, yes, like in the way times are. I'm going to do my best too, as much as I can when I put mine out, if I can.
Well, it's like, well, do you want to play the short game or the long game? We tend to play the long game.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, what's the number one thing? Just getting books into people's hands.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Just getting as many eyes on our stuff as possible. We have to lower the prices of our comics, if we take an economic hit. As long as we can still at least break even, and then have a little money to put into like the next project.
Yeah, totally, man. And then you're going to be launching a Six Gun Gorilla pretty soon, huh? I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see, that go up, and love that book and that character.
Dude, the pages from Preston are sick.
I know, man, and that new colorist is doing it too.
Oh my god! It's just like I said. It's like I look at these pages, and I'm like, oh, dude, like really? Do you have to make it this awesome?
Right.
the detail and everything. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. So I'm psyched for that too, because I know that I have a good product, right? That's just I can say like, yeah, people are gonna get off on this.
Oh, totally, man. I can't wait to that. And then I'm really excited to, like, for your Six Gun Gorilla verse. You know what I mean? The Two Fisted Comics verse, like that. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun too. Later on down the line, but it's still.
But yeah. No, I mean, I want to do I don't want to do a shared universe except for Six Gun Gorilla. Then the other books are going to take place like in their own worlds, because there's all these genres I want to get to. I need to do a sword and sorcery. I need to do a science fiction story. I need to do a wuxia, right? Like a kung fu comic. All these genres, like I want to do this, I want to do that, right? It's like
you could do that, or you can write one comic that's really dope, like throughout your, like just like a one singular character, and try to bring all that in. But for me, it's like, fuck, I think it's a good like debate. You know what I mean? Like it's a good conversation. But for me personally, like I go the latter, like, or the regular, like what you're doing is. I want to do different. I want to do different stories with different characters, in different.
Right.
different
That's not to say that like somebody like Phil and Brandon aren't fucking doing that and in a fucking amazing
oh yeah,
way. It's just
yeah.
I don't see myself doing that. But yeah, there is going to be an expanded Six Gun Gorilla universe.
Oh yeah, and see for me,
I'm
like
hoping like it's going to be a campaign goal to get to the Dandy story, the story of the first story about a character from the expanded universe.
that's cool, man. And like for me, I'm gonna have all these. I want to do all the different genres, like you too. But mine are all in the Rune Cutter comics verse, so they will all. You'll see characters popping up and shit. And
well, I think that's dope, man.
I'm having fun with the new book too. I'm putting like character people in there, you know, like for fun wherever I can. Like, damn, I'm gonna shoehorn. I know this cat, you know, like from our sphere, you know.
Yeah.
I'm putting
Dude,
them in
how
there.
happy were you when you saw that page from Nine Devils that Preston
Oh,
did?
dude, that was unbelievable, man.
Nice
love
little
seeing-
Butch Cleaver cameo in there.
I love seeing Butch pop up in different books. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, "Oh man, you know,
cool.
I don't want my character here and there." I'm like, dude, I love seeing my character wherever. You know, like the more people learn about him, the more they might want to come and check out. You know where it began.
Exactly.
So I don't know, man. But I started watching a movie last night. It was pretty cool. And I don't know. You've probably seen it already, but I want to show you everyone watching the trailer for it. So, and it is in fact a horror movie. So, let's go ahead and check it out, guys.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen it. And it's cool.
What was that? Fucking Nazis.
I don't care if it's Hitler's personal pleasure cruiser. This is the only ship that we've came across in the last...
Keep your voice down. He's right, Captain. The Russians are done.
We got to get off this raft. Simple as that, Captain.
Know what I think is strange?
Come on, Cap. Hey, what was you throwing overboard?
Oh, enough. Always this fighting and shouting. No one comes to see.
Engine's running, but
Nobody's home.
bet this tub's still crawling with crowds.
I heard flyboys talking about gremlins causing all kinds of trouble.
You know, whatever happened on this ship, it wasn't gremlins. Something far more real. They brought these caskets on board. One of these things got out.
Bigelow! Get fucked.
Shapeshifters. They move by night. Hunting. Been killing monsters for years. A few more won't hurt.
But yeah, that movie's on Tubi right now. So
it's very good. I mean, it's not like great. It's not like a classic, but it's like it's the practical effects are amazing. The vampires are fucking cool, right?
It reminded me of like The Last of Meteor and the Strain. That's why I was like, oh, this is cool. But I mean, like there was a little something missing from it, but it was kind of fun. I thought it was kind of whack how they killed Longmire in the first 5 minutes. I was like, damn, you just killed my boy Longmire. Fuck you guys.
I know. You know, well, they do that sometimes. You know, it helps set the audience off balance. But overall, it's a movie that was made for like very, very little, right? It's one of those like I grade on a curve, right? And if it's big budget and it's shit, I'm way harder on it. And then there's like things, and especially low budget horror, where you're just like you give a little leeway, right? And you realize like, oh, well, they're making the movie that they can, not the movie that they want to.
Exactly.
Right. It's getting as close to that vision as possible, and just the whole spirit of the thing, I think is cool. And of course, just the concept where you've got these people, they're like their ship's been sunk by a Nazi U-boat.
Yeah.
They're on a life ship, and it's like, oh, cool, like a ship. Right, and it's like the fucking Demeter.
Yeah, totally, dude. It's like
out of the fucking frying pan into the fire. into the blast furnace.
Right?
Yeah. Thumbs up on that movie.
Totally,
It's
man.
at least worth a look.
Yeah, I like seeing the the vampires, and usually it's one, and then it was two, and then it was cool seeing them just be the monsters. And I didn't see the very end, so I was like, I hope they stay monsters and they don't turn into like sexy vampires or whatnot. I don't want to see that.
Right. No, they stay. Yeah, no, they stay freaky and frightening.
Oh hell yeah, man! And we were talking about campaigns launching next month. I'm going to be launching. I'll just say it now. In 4 weeks on this channel at this time, I'm going to be launching Butch Cleaver 1 and 2, the catch-up campaign on Fund My Comic. If it's approved, we'll see. I'm in the designing process, but you guys will be able to catch up on these books right here. My Menace and my Malice and my basically me coming to learn how to make comics, and you guys will see my growth and hopefully have fun with the character that I'm, it's my baby. And I don't know. I was figuring I would show you guys a little preview of the campaign real quick. I'm still designing.
Can I just interrupt you for a second? I'm sorry, but you're
sure.
like saying talking about it hypothetically as if he might not want if it's approved by Luke. Look, if Luke doesn't approve this, we're gonna have to have words with him. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna pay him a little visit and have a little chat.
And this is it right here. I'm just setting it up. I got the Butch Cleaver poster, and I'm gonna have some tiers up on here. The main book. I'm gonna have a lot of art on here. Usually you don't want to have a lot of art, but I have 2 books to cover, and there's a lot of things going on in here. And it's a catch-up tier. So we'll have sketch cards on here, original artwork. The original artwork's going to come with all the tchotchkes and both books. So, yeah. So I'm still working on it, guys, and I'm still thinking of new ideas too for the campaign. So if you guys are watching, I'm going to have full pages in here. You got Butch talking to this mysterious character Zulambi.
Yeah,
right here.
Got a real kick out of him.
So what's your deal, friend? Seen you around town in the shadows of Fitzpatrick and the voodoo doll. The voodoo doll knows the whereabouts of my family. If I do his bidding, he will set me free of the curse and reunite me with my beloved. Seems the cursed voodoo doll has everyone in town by the stones. Well, I reckon we got to fight.
Yeah.
It is I, Bone. It is I that that will put you out of your agony, Bone Loa. So right there, that word Loa is a little foreshadow on some things that are gonna happen later on in the book. And these fools throw down, man. Yeah. So. And
it's just really wild. It's really wild, crazy, fun. You can really see the Sam Raimi influence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And just these wild, bizarre characters. Like, your imagination's off the hook, dude. It really is.
Man. I was looking at Jason's campaign, how he has those sketch cards up there, and I was thinking about doing that too. I was probably gonna do 10 sketch cards with some of the characters. There's a lot of characters in the book, and
sketch cards are the shit, dude.
It's the
coolest thing you can get. It's the coolest extra that you can get with a comic book.
I was thinking about giving
piece of art.
Oh hell yeah! I was thinking about giving away like some sketch cards of the first 10 backers. I was just gonna do it, but because I have like a lot of characters from the universe, at least like 30 that are fun to draw, like fun, kind of characters that could have like 20 page one shots if I wanted to, with backstories and whatnot. But yeah, that, and I wanted to have all those characters up on the campaign, so if people want like something from the Bone Barrel tier, they can have me draw a head sketch of not Butch Cleaver, but say they want Raw Meat Ren, or Eldia, or they want 5 Points Fitzpatrick,
Ratatouille,
or Zulambi, or Whitey Ratatouille, or they want Moth Mammon, or they want Opio Possum. So, I'll have all those up there, and it would be fun to go back and revisit these characters. I haven't drawn them in years. So, and I've learned a couple things along the way since then. I'd like to go back and draw some of them. Dude.
You're leveling up, dude. Seriously. Your work just keeps getting better and better and looking more and more professional.
Thanks, Brian.
No, dude, it's you know me. I'll be raw with you, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you don't give people your honest opinion, then you're not helping them. You're just
you're not being a good business associate, and you're not being a good friend either.
Right.
If you're either or.
Right. It's just like we all want the same thing, which is onward and upward.
Onward, upward. I want to be the best I can be for artist and writer and creator and entertainer.
Hell yeah.
So I do have some metal I'd like to share with you guys. We were talking about Tyr in the beginning, and they have a new song out called Axes. Their last album was really awesome. It's hell. The new one, the title escapes me, but man, I'm a CD guy, and I've been buying CDs, and now I got a new car, and I can't put the CD player. I need to get a CD player because everything's on discs now and download. I'm like, fuck, forget that, man. I want to. I want the CD, and eventually one day I'm gonna get vinyls of these albums. But yeah, let's check out this new Tyr song. These guys are from this island. It's like out in the Atlantic, and they are I think it's the Faroe Islands.
Soon, your screams of pain will sound across the sky. Rage embraces me with axes raised. I run right into the fray. My bloodlust blind, born in Venice, a savage slayer, billowing in the gory blind, wielding tools of heathen judgment. Vengeance is my sole concern. Out of the grave, they plunge me straight in guts as you bleed and burn. Lo, your spear in nimble hands impales my side, chokes on you, I split your skull. To hell you ride down, I wipe your blood and brains from out my eye, rising to my feet, oh Tyr. I run back into the fray. My bloodlust blind, born in Venice, a savage slayer, bellowing in the gory light, wielding tools of heathen judgment. Vengeance is my sole concern. Ancient gods of the grave, they plunge me straight in guts as you bleed and burn. Axes raised, I run right into the fray. Lost blind, born in Venice, a savage slayer, bellowing. Blind, wielding tools of heathen judgment. Vengeance is my Asian cuts of the different country, tracing guns as you bleed and blood.
Yeah, I
Just fucking crushed his skull with that pommel, man.
was
Those
dope,
Viking
dude.
swords, man, those are fucking blade heavy, and since they're blade heavy, that means that the fucking that means that the
Balance.
fucking hilts, you know, is gonna be also weighted on the other end. So boom. Yeah,
I love
it's
that
good.
band, dude. Have you ever heard Tyr before?
No, I don't think I have. That was awesome.
It's cool, right? They got so many
Yeah.
albums, and they're Viking metal, and they have they're from this island called like the Fjord Islands, if I'm not mistaken, if that's a pronunciation right, but it's out in the
Fjord.
Atlantic, and it's an island. It's a Scandinavian island, but the ownership is always changing. Like, you know, the Danes will own it, you know, for 100 years, and the Swedes will own it, and you know,
Right.
and then the Norwegians own it. They're always fighting on it, and the Fjord. I was like, whatever, dude. Like, we're the Fjorans or Fiorin or Fiorin. I forgot how they say it, but
Right.
really like proud about being there. This band Tyr, you know, and
So they're really into repping for their hood, huh?
yeah, and I the last album was like my favorite. Like, it was called Hell, you know, and
Yeah.
I heard about them like back in the day, you know, and I remember listening to them, and then I read somewhere an article about them, like, oh, I'm gonna check them out again, you know. And the singer, they're on YouTube a lot, like they do live streams like this, not a lot, but they have some. It's pretty cool, and the band will just be talking, chilling, like all four of them, and really human, which is kind of cool. But the singer plays guitar and sings at the same time. He's like, I love that shit, you know what I mean, like Metallica style, and you know, Slayer, you know, and when it's just like playing, and I don't know, it's just cool, man. When I was watching your live stream for a little bit, like soon after that, I dropped my lady off. She went to take something back somewhere, and I've been working on the Hell War song, and
Oh shit.
yeah,
No shit, dude. By the way, I owe you an apology. You were right. The song I was looking for was at the bottom.
yeah, it's all over.
List.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I thought it was. I was like, no, I thought that's the new shit. You didn't tell me that was the old shit.
No, it's old. Yeah, it's old. Like the newest song would be Butch Cleaver.
Right.
And then eventually, you know, we're trying to do 3 songs for Hell War. That's the goal. But for sure,
Hell yeah.
Hell War's done already. We already finished that song. I just have to do my vocals right now. I'm writing the lyrics and the melodies. But I was doing that tonight, man. I'm trying to like write the lyrics that kind of coincide with the story, but I don't give too much away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've just been really like thinking about the story a lot, and like, damn, dude, I don't want to give too much away, but at the same time, I'm not writing like a monthly comic. You know what I mean?
Oh, so they're going to be songs about Hell War. They're not going to be songs by the band Hell War.
That's right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. No, that would be cool, man. I mean, I guess you could put it. I guess it would be the same way, you know.
Could be.
But no, I mean, I would have to kind of do some. Yeah. No, I mean, I guess so.
Because
in the book, in the book, it's his band, and he's a guitar player. He's not the singer. There's a famous Viking character from English literature that's the singer of the band.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of the guitar players is from Butch Cleaver. It's the bartender from Butch Cleaver, Vogbjörn. You know, Wolf Bear. That's his name. You know,
Right.
Just to give people a little hint to what he might be all about later on.
I ain't gonna say it.
And he's a straight up.
It is a Dungeons and Dragons monster,
though. He's a Viking cowboy, and he's got his Viking cowgirls in there working the pole. You know, they're just. I don't know, man. I love that universe. I mean,
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it because I know you've been working on it. You've been taking your time with it. You know,
I'm trying.
You said,
man.
like, I think I'm going to take about 2 years on this. I was like, okay, homeboy is invested.
Maybe even longer, man. Like for sure, it's going to be like a year. Like I want to launch my books on St. Patrick's Day every year. So hopefully I can. If I don't get it by next year, then it's going to be a year after that. You know, then I'll have that one done, and I'll start working on something else, or I'll really just
and I am
do another story go.
I'm volunteering my services as editor, of course.
Well, you're editor,
you know that, right?
You're editor.
Yeah.
You are my editor.
I'm totally down for anything to like make this book as good as it could possibly be.
You're my editor forever, dude.
My editor forever.
That's
yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing too. It's like if you don't pay attention to my notes, right?
Yeah.
If I make this suggestion, that suggestion, you can just be like, nah, and I'm not going to get all butthurt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because that's the thing. It's like I've learned from editing people's books,
yeah,
to leave their shit alone, to not put my own shit in there, right? And just
we got to put a little bit of Brian in there. You got to do a little bit,
a little if they want.
You have to,
if they want.
but I mean, you're going to do it organically anyway, because that's why people hire you or ask you to edit, because they want a little Brian Kreisgau in there.
I guess.
Personally, I know
what
I
I'm
do.
saying. I don't want to. In other words, if something can be tweaked, just like it's just like we've all seen works of art where you're just like, oh, if just this one thing was different, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's the thing with like Hollywood screenwriters, like that's why movies have like 20 writers, is because every writer is just like, oh, I won't get screen credit unless I rewrite 40%. So whether or not, if just like one thing needs to be tweaked, that's why like they got a guy like Michael Tolkien, he'll come in and he'll be like, oh yeah, just that one thing's fucked up. Okay, now it's fine.
Yeah, totally, man.
Well, that's my approach. That's my approach.
That's awesome, man.
Got to, man. Don't piss on other people's shit. No giant spiders.
What up, Edwin? Unless it's Wild Wild West, right?
Well, you know the story behind that. That's legendary, but it's a perfect example.
Yeah,
it's like people know about that now, and I could just mention that, and they'll know the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Was I roboting it all tonight?
One moment.
Okay, good. I'm trying a new setup in a different spot, so I was hoping it would help. So I roboted one time, so that's better than 10 times, I guess.
Yeah. No, you're good.
That's good, man. Well, shoot, man.
Brother.
We're coming up on the 1 hour mark. I usually like to keep this show about an hour and sweet, pack it full of stuff. Thanks, Brian, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
People find you, brother.
I can find me on the Twatters. Well, right now you can see me sitting on my flat ass. But you can find me. You can find me on the Twatters at Brian Christgau. You can find me on the Facebooks at Brian Christgau. You can find me on the YouTubes at Brian Christgau 1415. Definitely hook a brother up with a sub if you can. I'm trying to get to that 1,000. I'm at like 602 right now.
Oh, you'll be getting there, brother.
We'll
thanks for coming on, and thanks for everybody that showed up. We had a pretty bigger crowd than normal tonight. That was cool. It was a fun show. I really love doing these shows when I have things that are metal to talk about.
Which you always do.
It's not easy for me finding these things. But I had a great time, and I'll see you guys on Horror Movie Club. I can't wait to do the
Well, it's Spaghetti Western Jamboree this week, and the movie will be "And God Said to Cain," because
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
You know what? Let's do one of the horror spaghettis, because that's a fucking horror.
Oh, for sure, dude. I was watching Sabato for a minute with Levon Cleef,
Sabata.
He's like, hey.
Sabata.
He's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing there on the wagons?
I fucking love that.
It's pretty badass, dude.
Super badass.
Yeah.
Edwin in the house. What up, Edwin?
Boy, Edwin's in the house. And thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys on Brian's channel on Thursday for the Horror Movie Club, and then we'll be doing Open the Gates with Dark Gift. He'll be on this week, and next week we'll be having on Jason Bascom after that, talking about his absolute book. And always remember, everybody, to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace and love.
Given a knife to break down all the meat and bring up the blade to cut down all the beast. Coming out to the left, the baby and reject. I ran a name for myself and get the time to break up with the fear of the eyes of everyone that goes my back. And I felt the cold still entering my body from all sides. I awakened from a cold cocoon inside a skeletal